The walls in Attack on Titan are a housing bubble. I can prove it in under 5 minutes. And the man who designed the system never had to pay rent inside it. You've been asking for 10 years why he really sealed humanity inside 3 rings of stone. The official answer is peace. The honest answer is the most expensive real estate scheme ever recorded. If you have ever stood in an open house in 2006 and felt that knot in your chest, the certainty that you had to buy now before you could not afford to ever, you were feeling the wall. Bubbles do not recruit the comfortable. They recruit the cornered. Watch what happens in 845. Wall Maria falls. A quarter of the population floods into Wall Rose with the clothes on their backs. Land prices triple. Rents quadruple. The new arrivals sign anything to sleep indoors. The ones who hesitate get conscripted into an operation to reclaim territory. A death march dressed as opportunity. That is the U.S. housing market in 2021. First-time buyers waiving inspections, escalating bids past appraisal, signing 30-year contracts in a panic. Fear of being left outside the walls. You are never buying the house. You are buying the story the house is in. The walls do not actually keep Titans out. They keep alive the belief that Titans are the only threat, and that the ground beneath your feet is the answer. Without the belief, the stone is just stone. In 2006, you were not buying square footage. You were buying the sentence, real estate only goes up. When that sentence broke, the building stayed standing. The price did not. Every bubble needs a guide who profits from your entry. The military police do not defend the walls. They defend the value of the address. The Merchants Guild marks up grain 4 times before it reaches Trost. The wall cult preaches the walls as divine and collects tithes at the door. In 2005, the National Association of Realtors ran a multi-million-dollar campaign called It's a Great Time to Buy a Home. Their chief economist, Lawrence Yun, told reporters there was no national housing bubble. The commission was 6% either way. Every sustainable bubble has a false floor, a piece of evidence, a stretch of history, an institution that makes leaving feel stupid. The walls have stood for 100 years. No breach in living memory. Every elder in Trost can repeat the line. The fear of Titans is theoretical. The cost of leaving is rent. In 2005, Ben Bernanke, soon to be Fed chair, told CNBC he could not imagine a national decline in home prices. He was technically right, until he was not. The bubble's most dangerous figure is never the loser. It is the visible winner. Look at the interior nobles, the merchants of Wall Sina. Velvet, silver, private gardens, real meat at every meal. They look like the people who made it. They look like proof that the system rewards staying inside. They are trapped too. Their gold is denominated in the address. When Wall Rose floods with refugees from Maria, the address is still there. The value is not. The walls didn't fall. The market did. In 2008, Bear Stearns executives held their bonuses in Bear Stearns stock. They were closer to the center. They still went to zero. The thing that keeps you from leaving is never the wall. It is the story about the wall. Humanity must survive within the walls. The wall cult builds a religion on it. To doubt the walls is to betray your species. Renting is throwing money away. A home is the best investment you'll ever make. They're not making more land. You did not invent these sentences. You inherited them. Every bubble needs an ideology built from something real. Shelter is real. To make the lie load-bearing. Every bubble has an architect who never has to participate at the bottom. His name was Karl Fritz. He had inherited 1,000 years of empire, slavery, conquest, ash. He decided his people could not be trusted with the world. the truth, or themselves. So he gave them a smaller story and called it Mercy. He took the founding Titan. He erased the world outside from collective memory. He made the inside of the walls the only address anyone could picture. Then he died old, behind a name nobody remembered, while his descendants lived as common nobility, close enough to control the supply, distant enough to deny the scheme. His architecture cost his people their entire history. The architects of 2006 cost American households $7 trillion in vanished wealth and roughly 10 million homes. Both walked away with their names off the deed. He did not sell anyone a house. He sold them the sentence that there was nowhere else to live. The walls were not keeping Titans out. They were keeping value in. Wall Maria fell in 845. Lehman fell in 2008. The next walls are already going up. Your mortgage is in escrow. You do not buy a house. You get walled in.